Hey guys, Ballinger here. I'm running a little behind with this week's RWBY edited. I'm still trying to pull the necessary materials together for the GIF of the week. So I thought, why not? Let's just try to get a quick, crazy Crackpot RWBY theory out there for you. So this one's actually been on my mind for a while, but then I forgot about it and it came back to me earlier last week. So this one's not got a lot going for it. This is quite very much a crazy crackpot one. And I don't have a lot of evidence going for it. Really, it's just kind of a lot of supposition going on here. Basically, the concept is, what if Crow and Raven are a little more connected than we suppose? We know they're brother and sister, right? Well, here's the thing. What if we have some weird, how do I best describe this? If anybody remembers the movie from the, I believe it was either the late 80s or early 90s, maybe the late 90s, of what was basically a Jekyll and Hyde concept, except it was the guy was turning, Dr. Jekyll was turning into Mrs. Hyde. In fact, I think that might have been the name of the movie. That's where I'm going with this. What if Crow is the Jekyll to Raven's Hyde? That sounds weird for some reason. But anyway, you understand the concept of what I'm saying now. Somewhere along the line, they switch places. They are both in one body and will flip-flop back and forth. My thinking to defend this train of thought is that there's the obvious one that nobody really is willing to consider reputable proof of it, in that we never see the two of them in the same place twice. Obviously, but you could say that for a lot of characters. But here's where it becomes more reasonable to think. First off, we know Raven has this kind of teleportation ability through dust or semblance or something along those lines, where she can create those portals. Maybe this is some sort of magical... Well, no, I guarantee you that it's a magical item because it's the same portal that you see connected to the Grail. So very likely we could be dealing with some sort of artifact that she's using. So that would, if the Crow-Raven combined person had the ability to flip-flop at will, if needed, for the sake of, say, saving a maiden's life, Raven could rip open the portal, switch, jump through his Crow, get to the maiden quickly. Because, let's be honest, why in the world was Crow there? To help save Amber during the fight, the attack, the ambush by Cinder's crew. So there's one thought on how did he know to be there, and if he knew to go there, how did he manage to be there in time? Just in the nick of time to barely save her. Pretty much barely. He didn't really save her, but you get my point. Another thought. It seems no one is able to contact Raven. Only she can contact Crow. So what if it's one of those things where Crow is just relaying a message on Raven's behalf because he's the only person who knows or is capable of relaying this message?
You wanted me to tell you that she saved you once, but you shouldn't expect that kindness again.
Everybody gets one.
There was another movie with a similar concept where, no. In season 3 or 4 of the TV show Grimm, ironic I know, Grimm, the one with Nick Burkhardt, who's able to see the werewolves and other people that live among us who are actually these other creatures. In one of the episodes, there was a creature, a Vesson is what they call them. Sorry, it's been a while since I watched the show, so I'm kind of falling behind. But anyway, there was this one Vesson who did the same thing, where they literally had a split personality. They were two different people inhabiting the same body, and they would biomorph into the other gender as needed, and almost in a ability to control it at will kind of situation as well. So that's also explaining my thought. And I'm sorry this video is not going to be able to be edited very well, so it's going to feel a little, it is unscripted. I do apologize for that, but I'm trying to get this out real quick so I can put it on the, upload it while I'm at work kind of thing. So sorry about that. So in that same thread that I was talking about earlier, how QROW was able to relay the message to Yang about what Raven said. Maybe he's not able to control Raven, but Raven and QROW inhabit the same body. This would also kind of lean toward that theory that QROW and Raven, both the Brandwine family semblance is the ability to morph into a bird. In Raven's case, it's a raven. In QROW's case, it's a crow. Because if you look at the, if you pull up Jacksepticeye, or, oh, wow. I hope I can edit that out. If you pull up Jack, the one-man band's theory video in regards to QROW at the end of season, or at the end of volume 3, about whether or not he turned into a crow, he does go into a little detail and looks at the individual pictures and determines that one is a raven and the other one is a crow. They are two separate birds. So he theorizes that maybe Raven was keeping watch over Yang and RWBY and them, and that QROW can also do the same power. I'm not 100% convinced that is their semblance, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll come up eventually, one way or the other. So there's a thought. What if it isn't now? What if, in fact, it's the using of that semblance is what causes the switch as well? Maybe QROW can turn into a crow, but when that bird changes back, it can't change back into QROW, it changes into Raven. And then when Raven turns into the Raven, that Raven bird can't change back to Raven, it has to change into QROW. Were they born like this? I'm not sure. I really don't think that makes a lot of sense, because we do have the picture of the two of them separate. So it's a possibility they may consider going this insane route where QROW and Raven are both inhabiting the same body. Will they? I very much doubt it, but it's a thought, it's an idea, it's a crazy theory. What if Raven and QROW are both separate minds inhabiting the same body? And for the clincher point for how this might be their intention. One of the strongest supporting theories that Pyrrha was going to take the main power and was going to become the main was the book that Blake was reading, which I forget the name of the book, but the book, as Blake described it, was about a man with two souls, and two souls battling for control. That didn't happen with Pyrrha, and it was clearly foreshadowing something. I mean, Blake wouldn't be just reading that randomly. Well, no, let me rephrase that. Blake could be reading randomly, but Rooster Teeth wouldn't just throw that excess information into the story for absolutely no purpose. So what if that's where the intention's going with QROW? What if QROW and Raven, through some sort of, I don't know, encounter with Salem or some sort of weird grand catastrophe, or maybe through some sort of technological testing of a soul transfer device? Who knows? I think it's a possibility. I don't think this is exactly the route that Rooster Teeth is probably going, but maybe something like this may show up eventually. I don't know. So, I just wanted to make this quick video, throw it out there, have you guys think about it. Tell me what you think. I'm sure you're all going to tell me I'm absolutely bonkers out of my mind saying there's no way QROW and Raven can be the same people. Raven's so bad, QROW's so good, blah, blah, blah. You know, one's drunk and the other one's... Anyway. But you get my point. I hope you guys enjoyed this crazy theory, at the very least. I'm sure you don't agree with it, but I hope you enjoy it, just for the sake of stimulating your minds. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other ideas, like maybe somehow to support or to completely debunk this theory, by all means, put it in the comments. I want to see it, because I'm liking the idea, but I don't know if it's something we can back. You know, is this worth going for? So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.
And the cracks begin to show.